It's not hard to imagine the Samaritan woman kind of leaning up against the side of the well in the heat of the midday, taking a long drag on her papyrus cigarette and saying, "Honey, I've seen it all." And maybe she believed she had. And maybe she took one look at Jesus and wrote him off as this naive religious type who doesn't know which end is up. But Jesus kept her attention. And even though she tried to duck the question, even though she tried to change the subject, even though she tried to insult him away and then confuse him away, and then get into a fight about religion, Jesus wouldn't go. And something inside this woman broke. And she realized that for the first time, she was standing in front of a man who didn't want anything from her except her salvation, except her soul, except her agreement to share his life and his love for all eternity. For the first time, the Samaritan woman met a man who could say love and say forever and have the power to make forever happen. And that surprise that broke through all of her jadedness and her sinfulness, that changed her life, handed her a new life, and made her the mother of a church. It's quite a surprise for a woman who came to the well at noon, hoping not to see anybody else there. The disciples have a surprise of their own. While Jesus is talking to the Samaritan woman, all 12 apostles have gone into the Samaritan town of Shechem. 12 rough Jewish boys going into a Samaritan town with a mission to buy food. That's not easy because Samaritan food isn't kosher. What are you going to find that you can eat? How can we trust these people? How do we know they're not going to cheat us? How do we know they're not going to jump us and take all our money? You know the feeling. Like walking into a bad neighborhood, like some people think this one is. Fools. They're on their guard. They're defensive. They're looking to get in and get out, and the less they have to say to these filthy Samaritans, the better. So maybe they got some fresh fruit that they could wash, and that was about it, because nothing else in Samaria was kosher. And I'm sure they counted their change 2 or 3 times before they left. The surprise is that long conversation Jesus has with them about food, which is really about a missed opportunity. These are the 12 men Jesus is training to bring the good news of the coming of the Son of God and the kingdom of heaven to the whole world. They've just gone into a brand new town to a people who are lost in misguided religion, and they have failed to say a word about Jesus Christ. Failed utterly. They were too busy worried about food and getting cheated or getting mugged. That could have been an opportunity to say to the shopkeeper, "Hey, there's a great rabbi sitting out there by the well. You should come listen to him." They didn't say that. It's Jesus who brings that woman to faith, and that woman who becomes a better apostle than the apostles, who brings a whole town to faith in Jesus Christ. Our God is a God of surprises, and today the gospel asks us, which would surprise you more? To learn that however you are right now, warts and all, however you are right now, Jesus Christ wants nothing more than all of you for all eternity. Would that surprise you? Or would it surprise you more to learn that in every encounter you and I will have this week, we may have the opportunity to bring good news to the people we encounter, to share a bit of faith in our attitude, in our actions, just by who we are, maybe even mentioning the name of Jesus? Would it surprise you more to learn that you could be the bearer of the good news of Jesus Christ? Maybe first we need to be re-surprised into discovering just how completely, just how insistently Jesus Christ loves each and every one of us.